The question you gotta ask yourself is, am I changing this picture right now?
So day 2, Pause Fest 2019. Yesterday was all about fear. What are we going to find today? That's what we're here to discover. So stick with us, we'll find out. Day 2, Pause Fest, it's about the feeling. We're into a place where technology is going through a transition. AI, huge focus of the day. But the greatest question is not how far or how fast we can push things, but whether we should. The day started off with a pause session. And I don't mean pause festival, I mean an educational on the importance of the pause. Take a moment, take a breath. That was brought to us by Google. That session was immediately followed by Chasing the Uncomfortable, brought to us by Cecilia Ambrose, the head of creative studios at Amazon Advertising. This conversation heavily embraced the concern around ethics and biases in machine learning. Billy Seabrook is the global chief executive officer for IBM. He took us on a fantastic journey through designing for humanity. This was all about the impact of new technology on society, individuals, and us as a mass. It really started to unearth some great challenges we face ahead of us. A great chat in the tech garden with IBM and their Watson technology. This is machine learning. This is AI at its most advanced.
But this is basically a physical representation of all the, machine learning APIs that we have. So it will recognize male from females,
Right.
Recognize colors, things like that. It has natural language understanding.
It can relay information back to you, and it can gauge the world pretty bloody well. But the question of gut feel and ethics came up in that conversation.
Not only does it learn empathy, but it starts to have that kind of forced conversation about its ethical understanding.
Machines don't have ethics, right? So we have to program ethics there. So what's ethics? Do you program it Western ethics? Or do you program it the country's particular ethics? You know, there's different or religious ethics. We are starting to tell it to learn, as I said, when it makes a mistake, we say that's wrong, then we'll learn from that. Now, as far as gut feel, how do you describe that? You know what I mean? It's far from an R2-D2, or BB-8, but it's getting there.
Because the reality is, they only know what we input. They aren't learning, they're being told. We're picking them up when they fall. But the reality is, they're not learning to stand up on their own. Yeah. We had a great time talking with Conrad Fieldman, and his world is artificial intelligence in advertising.
The machines are able to help understand different audience groups. They can help creatives explore more ideas. You know, if you have an idea today, it's expensive to then do the execution behind that idea. So you have to be really confident in what you're doing. With automation, you free creatives up to experiment more.
Dr. Jared Cooney Horvath blew our minds in a session about neuroscience and its impact on branding and identity. It's a case of stop talking and start influencing. We picked up his book, we had a fantastic chat, and what he had to say and display ruined the room. Everybody walked out not knowing where they were.
Turns out we don't have a brain. We've got dozens and dozens and dozens of mini brains scattered all throughout here. And each of these brains does its own job. The stories we use to make sense of the world, how the pieces fit together, how everything works, who we are, how we fit in with all that, those stories drive the coder then drives our perceptions. In a very real sense, our stories drive perceptions, not the other way around.
My takeaway was, the sky isn't blue unless you get told it is. I don't know what that means, but it scares the shit out of me.
If we don't know what color the sky is, and we're training machines to almost learn like humans, what is the impact of this? How dangerous is this scenario?
This is when you really start to learn that you can't eliminate us from the equation. A computer didn't actually learn, a computer was taught by us, an algorithm to learn. So every one of our biases, every one of our mistakes are getting embedded into those programs, which might not be a bad thing. I mean, we're alive, we're kicking, we're breathing, so we can't be all that bad. But if you want growth and change, like in 50 years, who knows what stories we're telling. If the AI is coded by today's minds, chances are it's not going to be telling the same story in 50 years. So how do we get to adapt and grow with us? Hell if I know.
But the moral of the story is, guys, follow your gut. If it feels right, it is. If it doesn't, it's not.
Anytime I just go with it and go talk to that person, it's usually what I think it is, and it works out. When I hesitate, killer. But when I go with my heart, just like I saw you yesterday, it's like, dude, that hair moment, you're media, I'm media, let's do it. So
whether you're starting a new business, whether you're entering a new world, or advancing technologies we already have, gut feel plays a bigger role than we give it credit for. Move forward and follow your gut. We've got more in store tomorrow. I'm not sure where we're going, but we'll find out in the future. Thanks for joining us.
Because the more we learn about the brain and the more we realize we're wrong on the way we used to think about it, the more we go back to AI and go, uh-oh, that's wrong too then, isn't it? Oh crap. But what else do you do? The only way to move forward is to deal with what we got right now.
I would say you have to go with your gut.
Go with your gut. That's today's message.